Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. In today's video, I want to talk about oil paints, how I mix my colors and share some of my personal experience working with this medium as an artist. At the beginning of my studies, when I was in college and during the time in university, I used to work mostly with acrylic paints. I used to paint very fast. During the time, I painted almost everything using primary colors. I would mix all the tones myself using red, blue, and yellow and white. And honestly, that helped me a lot to understand color mixing and how tones actually work. Working that way trained my eye to observe colors more carefully instead of depending on ready-made shades straight from the tube. It also helped me understand warmth, coolness, light, shadow, and balance much better. So by that time, I started using oil paints. I already had experience mixing colors from a limited palette. But even then, with that knowledge, switching from acrylics to oils still felt like a completely different experience. A lot of people think oil paints are much more difficult than acrylics, but personally, I don't think they are. They are just very different mediums, and each one behaves differently on the surface when you paint. With acrylics, the paint it dries very quickly, so often you have to work fast. Sometimes mixing colors, you keep adding more paint, more white or more tones, trying to adjust the mixture, and suddenly you end up with a large amount of paint and color that doesn't feel exactly how you wanted it. With oils, the process feels slower and more controlled to me. The paint blends differently, and even very small amount of color can completely change the tone of mixture. Because oils stay wet longer, you have more time to soften the transition and adjust details and think while you paint. And honestly, once you become used to oils, it becomes very hard to go back to acrylics. Oil paints feel richer, smoother, and more fluid on canvas. And for me personally, they create a much deeper and richer painting experience. When I mix oil paints, I like building color gradually instead of mixing large amounts all at once. I pay attention to whether the color feels warmer, cooler, darker, softer, or more muted. Oil paint gives you time to work slowly, which is one of the reasons why I like it so much. You can blend edges softly, adjust tones, and continue moving paint around without feeling rushed. I've always been a very fast painter. When I mainly worked with acrylics, I used to paint extremely quickly because acrylic paint dries so fast and I naturally adapted to the speed and the rhythm. But since I started working with oils, as a student, the entire way I painted and even the way I see the process of painting changed completely. Because oils dry very slowly, they give you time to think while you paint. They allow you to step back, observe, adjust things, and become more connected to the process itself. Even now, because I naturally work very fast, I still sometimes feel impatient while painting with oils. But at the same time, I think that slower process helped me understand painting on a much deeper level and helped me better understand the way I work as an artist. For me, mixing colors is one of the most relaxing parts of the painting because every small change creates a different feeling on the canvas. This part is completely my personal experience as an artist. I personally noticed a big difference once I started working with high quality oil paints. The higher quality paints felt richer, smoother and much easier to move across the canvas. The blending became softer, the pigments looked deeper, and the paint stayed workable for longer. Low quality paints can still absolutely work, especially for practice and learning. And I'm not saying there is anything wrong with them at all. But once you experience artist grade oils, you begin noticing differences in texture, flow, and how the brush moves on the surface. For me, one of the biggest differences is the feeling of the paint itself. The flow from the brush to canvas simply does not feel the same anymore once you become used to higher quality oils. And just to be clear, I'm not telling anyone they need expensive materials to become an artist. I'm only sharing my honest personal experience after working with both types of paint. My advice is to focus on enjoying the process and learning how your materials behave. Take your time with color mixing. Experiment with different brush movements. Observe how light can change the mood of colors. And most important, don't be afraid of any mistakes. Oil painting gives you space to learn because you can always blend, repaint, and adjust things as you go. And I must say this is one of the reasons why I fell in love with oils in the first place. So I hope this video helped you understand oil painting a little bit better from my own perspective and experience as an artist. Thank you so much for watching.